Ngày hôm nay hãy cùng mình trả lời chủ đề films trong phần IELTS Speaking Part 1 nhé. Câu hỏi đầu tiên, what films do you like? Sample 1. Well, I'm a real movie buff, so I watch all of them, be it thriller, rom-com, or sci-fi. To me, it is the plot that the cast that matter, not really the genre itself. Ở sample số 2 và số 3 thì mình sẽ đưa ra một vài loại phim cụ thể. Tuy nhiên mình không thể nói về tất cả các loại phim được, nhưng mọi người có thể nhìn cái cách mà mình triển khai idea để chúng ta có thể tạo ra câu trả lời cho riêng mình nhé. Sample 2 is definitely rom-coms, and I think that nothing can beat K-dramas in this genre. They always have a very intense and engrossing storyline, and I cannot take my eyes off the screen for just 1 second. And whenever there's a series out, I always find myself binge watching the whole episode overnight. Sample 3. It's definitely action movies. I love all the car chase, the stunts, and the shootouts. And I think that men are naturally attracted to these things. When watching action movies, we always imagine ourselves being the hero and rescuing the damsel in distress. Question number 2. Did you watch movies when you were a child? Number 1. Definitely yes. And back in the day, I was a big fan of cartoons, and I remember watching them almost every day after school. And my eyes were literally glued to the screen, and my mom was nagging about it all the time. Number 2. Yes, I did watch some cartoons back in the day, especially after school. But to be honest with you, it was not something that I loved the most back then. I was more into the pretend play, like the robbers, the villains, and the princess, that kind of thing. Question number 3. Did you go to the cinema alone as a child? Sample 1. Definitely not. And it's not because I found going to the cinema alone lonely or pathetic or something. It's simply because back then I lived in a very small village and there was no cinema around. Number 2. Definitely not. And it's because I was not allowed to. Whenever I wanted to see a blockbuster at the cinema, I always had to be accompanied by my parents or any adults in the house. Question number 4. Do you often go to the cinema with your friends? Number 1. Yes, and actually going to the movies at the weekend has become a bit of our ritual. We have a real blast eating the popcorn while waiting for the movie to start and having a little chit chat afterwards. Number 2. Well, actually, not as often as I wished. I mean, we are all busy with our studies for the senior year, and on top of that, the price of popcorn and tickets, especially those for blockbusters, are sometimes beyond the financial reach of a student like us. Question number 5. Do you think that going to the cinema is a good way to spend with your friends? Yes, I think it's a great way to bond with your friends. And I mean, nothing beats having someone to laugh with, cry with, and especially talk about the movie afterwards. Number 2. Well, not really. I mean, we have to keep silent for the most part, and we can only talk or chit chat after the movie ends. And I think that our time could be better spent by going to a cafe or going a picnic together. Speaking part one topic fish and fishing. Question number one, do you like eating fish? Well, I am a big fan of fish and I love all fish dishes and I actually can have them every day. Number two, is a no for me. I find fish really smelly, and on top of that, I am really afraid that the fish bones can get stuck in my throat, which is really dangerous. Number three, I guess I'm somewhere in between. I mean, I am not particularly keen on fish dishes, but it's okay for me to have them once in a while
as long as the bones are removed. Question number two, did you like eating fish when you were a child? Yes, fish has always been my thing, and I guess part of the reason is my mom. She is a great cook who knows how to remove all the smell from the fish. And you know what? She always cooks the fillet, which makes eating fish much easier for me. Number two, no, back when I was a child, I really hated fish. And, eating fish dishes was the last thing that I wanted to do. But still, had to have fish around 3 times a week because my mom said that it made me smarter. Question number three, do you like going fishing? 100% no. I find this activity quite boring and time consuming. I often wonder how can people sit still in one place for several hours just to catch a fish. Number two, no. I mean, fishing not only requires a lot of skills, but also patience, which I obviously don't have. And going fishing would be the last thing that I want to do. Question number four, is fishing popular in your country? From my observation, no. I think that this activity is popular only among a small number of people, mostly retirees who have a lot of patience as well as time in their hand. Question number five, have you ever been to a place where there's a lot of fish around you? Yes, I have been to an aquarium in Lotte department store where there's a lot of fish with swimming around. And I have to say that it is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen my entire life. Well, it's a shame that I haven't had a chance to visit any aquariums, but I have been to many cafes and resorts where there are large ponds of koi fish, and I guess that counts, right? Number three, I have never been to any aquariums, so I guess the only place I have been to where there's a lot of fish is the fish market, but unfortunately, not all of them are alive. Question number six, have you ever watched any TV programs about fish? Well, if we are talking about nature documentaries or something like that, is a no for me. These programs are just not my area of interest. The only thing about fish that I love watching is movies like Aquaman or Finding Nemo. Yes, I am a big fan of nature documentaries, and every now and then there are episodes talking about several special kinds of fish, their behavior, and habitat. Speaking part one topic, meeting new people. Question number one, do you meet new people more often now than in the past? Definitely yes. As a university student, my schedule is not as hectic as it was several years ago, so I have more chances to go out and make new friends. Number two, yes, I think that I meet new coworkers or new clients on a regular basis. In contrast, back when I was still a student, I was focused on my study most of the time, and I just hang out with a very small circle of friends. Sample three. Well, I think no. I mean, my social circle was a little bit wider several years ago when I was not too busy with my work and study. And these days, I have too much on my plate that I do not have many opportunities to go out and socialize with new people. Question number two, where can you meet new people? Well, to me, it is virtually everywhere. I mean, to a social and chatty person like me, I can make new acquaintance everywhere I go, be it at a street market, at a park, or just in the elevator. Number two, let me think about it. I think that most of my new connections come from the clubs that I joined in university. I mean, we have so many events and social gatherings, which are great occasions for me to expand my circle of friends. Number three, well, these days I make most of my new friends on the internet. I mean, through social media platforms or some online forums for those of the same hobbies. And although I have never met them actually in person, I still feel a strong connection to them. Question number three, do you like meeting new people? Well, yes, definitely yes. As I said earlier, I am really sociable. I get a lot of pleasure from making new friends. I think that I can always learn something new from them. Number two, well, not really. I am a typical introvert and a homebody at the same time. So I do not feel comfortable going out to socialize. And on top of that, To me, the process of getting to know someone is too long and too tiring to be enjoyable. Simple three depends a lot on my mood. There are days I am so excited and eager to meet new people, but there are times I am just too tired to do so. Question number four. What do you often talk about with your new friends? We often have some small talks about like weather, current affairs, or work or studies. I think that these topics are the best bet because we all know something about them so that there would be no awkward silence along the way. Number two, I know that this sounds a little bit negative, but I believe that people can form a stronger bond through mutual dislikes. So I often talk about something that we all find a bit annoying, such as traffic jams, erratic weathers, and that sort of thing. Question five. Have you made any new friends recently? Yes, I have just had a group assignment where I had a chance to meet new classmates, and we haven't had a chance to work with each other earlier, but luckily we have a lot in common and we hit it off right away. Number two, no, for the past several months, I have been so busy with my work that I do not have many opportunities to socialize, so I just stick with my old circle of friends. Question number six. Did you make a lot of friends when you were a child? Yes, I did. I was a real social butterfly back in the day who made friends so easily. My mom often joked that my house literally became a playground, always full of children. Number two. Well, no, I didn't. I have always been this quiet and shy. And back then, I just hung out with some kids in my neighborhood. And to be honest, I could count the number of friends on the fingers of just one hand. Speaking part one topic roads and streets. Question number one. Are the roads and streets in the area where you live busy? Number one. Yes, I'm living in the downtown area of Hanoi. So the roads are always full of traffic. And you know what? They're heavily congested during peak hours. Number two. Well, it really depends. I mean, I'm living in a small alley. So the traffic is only heavy during the peak hours when people travel to and from work. And at other times of the day, the roads are pretty quiet. Number three, actually, no, I'm living in a small village where the population is quite small, so traffic congestion actually never happens. Question number two, how do people in your country cross the roads? Number one, I think that it's just like in any other places. I mean, people would go to the pedestrian crossing, waiting for the signal from the traffic lights to get to the other side of the road. Number two, it's quite spontaneous, I have to say. I mean, people just cross the roads as they want. Some don't even care about the vehicles coming at them because they think that it is the responsibility of the drivers to avoid pedestrians, not the other way around. Question number three, how is the condition of the roads in your city? Number one, it really depends on the area that we are talking about. I mean, in the city center or in busy commercial districts, roads are generally of high quality and they are maintained on a regular basis. But away from the city centers, roads are in a very bad condition with a lot of potholes and cracks. Number two, well, the roads in my village are not really consistent in terms of quality. I mean, in some places they are in a quite good condition, but in some others they are not paved properly and they're so bumpy. Question number four. Do you think that the roads in your city need improvement? Well, in areas where the roads are degrading, definitely yes. I think that they could really use some repair work because potholes and cracks make it really dangerous for people to drive, especially in the rain. Speaking part one topic teachers. Question number one. Do you have a favorite teacher? Yes, I have. That is my English teachers in secondary school. Although she was not the best teachers academically, to me, she is the most friendly teacher I have ever met my entire life. She kind of treated us like friends, not just her students. So we were really close with her back then. Well, yes, I do. I have met many wonderful teachers, but the one that I admire the most is my high school history teachers. He's so knowledgeable that he could answer every question that we asked about historical events or figures. And on top of that, his teaching style is so different, making history classes really engaging. Well, to be honest, I have no one in mind right now. I mean, my teachers do their job, but it's just that no one really stands out or impresses me. Question two, how has she or he helped you? Well, so many things from school stuff to personal problems, but I guess the thing that I am the most appreciative of is that he has helped me to overcome my fear of math. He shows me that I am capable of succeeding in these subjects just like I am in literature or English. Number two, so many things, but what I remember the most is that he helped me through the darkest times of my life when I had so many problems. He was always there for me, making sure that I have someone to turn to whenever I need it. Number three, well, back then I was too shy and timid to reach out to him personally, but I guess the fact that he put a lot of effort and work into each lesson was more than enough for me. Question number three, do you want to become a teacher in the future? Well, although I know that becoming a teacher is a noble job, it's just not meant for me. And actually, I have plans to work in marketing when I graduate from university. I think that it suits me better. Number two, yes, since I was a small kid, I have always wanted to become a teacher, and my inspiration is my mother, who is the most dedicated educator I have ever met my entire life. And you know what? I am working really hard to realize that dream. Number three, although I have no idea what my calling is, I'm pretty sure that becoming a teacher requires a lot of patience as well as the ability to work with young minds, which I obviously lack. Question number four, who was your favorite teacher in primary school? Number one, well, it has been nearly 20 years. So, as you can guess, my memories of my teachers back then have faded a lot. And to be honest, I cannot even remember their names or their face. Number two, although my memories of that time have faded a lot, I still remember that I really loved my homeroom teacher in grade two. I mean, she is really caring and she never told me off. And the time that I studied with her may be the best time of my student's life. Question number five, is becoming a teacher a good job in your country? It really depends on the subject that a person teaches. I mean, if people become a math or English teachers, they can earn a pretty good income, but it's not the case when it comes to geography or history teacher. These subjects are not really highly regarded in Vietnam. Speaking part two topic, describe a room in someone's house that you have been to. Well, today I'm going to share with you the living room of my cousin's house, which I really love. So, talking about my cousin a little bit, she has a really good sense of aesthetic. So, although her house is quite small, she knows how to make it become more charming and easy on the eyes. My cousin chooses the beige color for everything in her living room from the curtain to the sofa. And this not only creates a sense of cohesion in this room, but also a sense of relaxation. I mean, people would instantly feel relaxed when they step into the room. I also love the way she selects the furniture. My cousins told me that her apartment is not too spacious, so she always prioritizes multifunctional pieces. For example, the sofa can be turned into a bed for guests, while the table can serve as a storage unit, which I think is really smart. And the feature of the living room that I love the most is the floor to ceiling windows. It lets a lot of natural light into the room during the daytime and allows for the view of the whole city at night, which is really amazing. On top of this, this kind of windows makes your space more modern and also expensive. And I really love this interior designs. So in the future, if I ever renovate my house, I would definitely ask for advice from my cousin. Speaking part two topic, describe an ideal home you want to live in the future. Well, I think that in the future, if I can afford it, I really want to live in a luxury apartment in the heart of Hanoi. Talking about the location of my apartment first, I choose the central part because I think that it would allow me to have better access to amenities such as shopping malls or recreational centers. I also love the vibrant atmosphere of the downtown area more than the sleepy vibe in the suburbs or in the countryside. Now, turn to the property itself. I choose an apartment over a detached house because to me, cleaning one floor of a flat is much less of a hassle compared to, let's say, sweeping a multi story residence. And then a lot of effort and time could be saved and spent on more meaningful things. And as to the design of the house, I think that I would choose a minimalist style with a neutral tone such as beige. I mean, I would choose that color for every piece of furniture in my house to create a sense of cohesion. Here comes the most important aspect of my house. It would have to be a smart home. I want everything to be automated from lighting to air conditioning. And they sound really expensive, right? So I think that I would try really hard so that I can realize that dream. Speaking part two topic, describe a place where you often work or study. So today I'm gonna talk about a coffee shop which I often visit when I need to meet a deadline at school or at work. When it comes to an ideal place for people to work and study, we often think about our own room or sometimes like the library, but it's just not the case for me. When I study in my own room, it is often too comfortable for me to stay focused on the task at hand. I often find myself checking my phone every 10 minutes, and the libraries do not work for me either. I mean, I have tried several libraries in my city, but I find the complete silence there a little bit scary and off putting as well. Luckily for me, 2 months ago, I found this coffee shop just around the corner from my apartment. It's not too crowded, especially during the day, so it would not like distract or annoy me because of the noise. But there's still some people around, so that I have this invisible pressure to focus more on my work. I mean, when we feel like someone is watching, we are less likely to get lazy. Another nice thing about this coffee shop is that it has an outdoor space with a lot of greeneries. When the weather is pleasant, I often sit outside to enjoy some fresh air, which can always put me in a better mood for studying. Sample 2 của đề này thì chúng ta sẽ quay trở lại mô tả chính căn phòng của mình nha mọi người. Ok, vậy mình sẽ nói như sau. Okay, so the best place to study for me is my own room. Actually, it's not always that perfect. I mean, several months ago, it was one of the noisiest places I have ever been to. I mean, my house is near the main roads, but the windows were not well insulated. So whenever I was in the room, I suffered from all sorts of noise, from the traffic noises with the car honks or from the noise of my mother's cooking in the kitchen. But other options, such as going to the libraries or going to the coffee shops, just do not work for me. I mean, the library is just too far from my house for me to go there frequently. And going to the coffee shop is just too expensive for a student like me. And after several considerations, my parents decided to replace the old windows of my room with a double pane windows. And since then, the room has become a paradise for me, which is immune from all the noises. And on top of this new glass window has no steel bars, which are pretty dirty and old fashioned. And this chain makes my room much more modern and aesthetic, which can put me in a better mood for studying. And I feel like that I have been so much more productive since this change was made to my room.